Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like just picking out the little things that I need to work on constantly, and just keep building them, keep repping them. Fundamentally, in the film room, on the field, leadership. There's so many things that I'm working on getting better at every single day, and I believe that I am getting better at that. But with the help of my coaches and stuff, it's making it a lot easier. So thank you to them.
Do you think the first half was your best 30 minutes of play so far this year?
Um, hmm, just accuracy wise and fundamentally, probably. Just being able to put the ball in the right spot to make guys can make plays, but it's really about guys making plays too. I mean, D-Jack, one-on-one 50 ball, he makes a play. Brevin with a contested catch, huge contested catch. Jack on the wide open touchdown. I mean, it doesn't get much easier for me. I just got to do my job. It's just me executing my job, because they're going to get open, they're going to make plays, so it's about putting the ball in their hands. And that's ultimately why I think the first half, could say it was a good first half, but it's just guys making plays. So
What do you think changed, if anything, between the last game and what you did against Michigan State?
yeah, I think just my fundamentals. Iowa, there was couple balls that I really wanted back that were in the dirt. Open receivers missed them, and I just wanted to make sure that whatever throws I missed, I'm going to be better, and I'm not going to miss those throws this game. And I didn't. So just constantly working on things I know I needed to improve on. I think that was the biggest switch over, is that I didn't miss throws that I missed against Iowa that are key critical throws. But I was going to make sure that that wasn't going to happen again. So.
How did you feel the running game opened things up for you?
Yeah, I mean, Jordan, I told you guys, he's one heck of a player. I'm super proud of him. Being able to run the ball efficiently opens up the pass game for sure. So, yeah, I mean, credit to our line, credit to, our receivers, because there were some huge blocks in the wide position for run plays, big run plays. So, yeah, man, it's fun watching those guys play.
Ethan, I don't think many people realize the little details that go into the run game and all the pre-snap decisions. In what ways have you expanded your knowledge of the run game?
Yeah, I think that just comes a lot with the film study. Not seeing ghost. I think that's a huge thing in the quarterback position. Is you're not always going to see what maybe you expect, but don't see ghost either, right? So being able to watch the film, get in the game, seeing what you saw in film, and then knowing exactly what's going to work in this situation and what's not going to work is definitely huge. And that's a huge credit to Nathan Bowe, because he's a very smart football player, very smart center. And the rest of our O-line, I mean, they just executed so well. They're so good within that box. I mean, I got to give a lot of credit to them, because they know exactly what they're going to do every single play. And then the running backs just making it happen. So special group of guys. Yeah, I think that just depending on what we see and what we're going to exactly execute, I think that they do execute each other or they do play complementary. I'd say complementary for sure. There's a time for zone schemes. There's time for gap schemes. Time for counter. But all depending on what we see, what's in the box, what are they doing in the secondary? It's super complementary. That's the word I guess I'd say for that. They just complement each other depending on what the defense does. So.
What do you remember about that Illinois game last year?
That I played bad, honestly. So that's why I remember. It's excited to play Illinois, though. They're a very good team. Special group of guys on that team. Really good on defense. They're very good at disguising. They got playmakers everywhere. Their D-line's very good. So super good opponent, but we're excited to play them.
How would you compare Ethan winning Illinois this year versus coming in at the quarter?
Yeah, completely different for sure. That was a guy at Illinois that didn't really know much. I still don't know much now. I'm learning every day, but know a lot more than what I knew. Guy with a lot of inexperience. I think I have a lot of experience under my belt in such a short amount of time, but definitely a lot of experience. So, yeah.
Brevin had his most productive game since early in the season. How important is it to keep you guys keep him going?
Yeah, that Brevin's just a special player. I mean, keep him going. I trust him with the ball in his hands. That's what's going to happen. I'm just going to give him the ball because he's going to make plays, and we all know he's going to make plays. I'm super proud of him, the work he's done. Yeah, but we're just going to keep giving the ball to him.
How would you describe John Michael Schmitz and Nathan Bowe trying to get guys lined up in the right place?
Yeah, exactly like that. It's they're super smart. They're very knowledgeable football players. They spend their time in the film room. John Michael is the same way. Bo is the same way. They spend a lot of their time in the film room. They want to know what's happening on every single snap. They want to know exactly what's happening. Even if they don't, they know what call to make just because of their film study and their preparation. So I think it's just the brains and the knowledge they have about the game is what makes them very good. So
What impresses you about the Illinois defense?
their disguises and just their secondary overall. I mean, they play man-to-man coverage a lot of the time, play some cover 2, some cover 3. But I mean, they can move, they could play. Their D-line could play too. They're very well coached. I got to say that. They're a very well coached team. They're explosive on offense. They make plays. I know that. But yeah, they're super well coached, and I got a ton of respect for them. So.
You mentioned Nathan. How much has his relationship and being around the program helped you as you transitioned to a larger role here?
Whose relationship?
Your relationship with Nathan Bell.
Oh yeah, I mean, Nathan Bowe's a transformational guy. He helps people improve their lifestyles. He's a great person. He's a great friend off the field and on the field. We communicate so well on the field because of our communication off the field, because we see each other. But yeah, he's just a great person. And for someone like that, like, you want to play for them. Like, I want to play for Nathan Bowe. He's just, he's a lot older than me, but I'm proud of him. I'm proud of the work he's put in, the things he's accomplished, his journey, his road, because it hasn't always been easy for him, and I know that. But he's taken huge strides in his career here at the university, and I'm just super proud of him. And he's a great friend to have.
Are you still wearing sandals and stuff?
No, unfortunately not, but I got some nice socks on. So yeah.
Sounded like the Batman costume was a big hit.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. That's not even me playing character. That's just me when, Gotham needs me. So.
Anything else, Ray? All right.
Thank you, guys.
Guys, I see you lead the team in pressures. What do you feel like has been key to your success here this year?
I think just my process this off season and having to show this season, and obviously Coach has done a great job, and it's not just me out there. Obviously, we have Kyler having great games. We're like they'll slide or something like that, or Danny, he's out there. So yeah, just not me.
What's the relationship like between you, Anthony, and Jalen, considering they all play the same position? You're always fighting for snaps.
Yeah, so we always talk about competing with each other. Always want the best for Anthony, and we always push each other to our best ability, and so yeah, it's great.
Joy, you kept chipping away over the course of the game. You get the sack at the end. What went into setting that rush up at the end?
I thought it was me getting the feel of the game in that late fourth quarter, and Coach Rossi called a great blitz for me to get me to in the right position for that. So yeah, we were just able to finish and execute at a high level.
What was the story behind the celebration?
We did that in the off season. I got a sack in the fall camp and ended up doing that. So yeah, had to bring it out.
How important was it to have Cody Lindenberg back last week? What impact did he make?
It was great to have him back. Him setting the tone for us. He's a great leader off the field, on the field, and just seeing him fly around, just seeing him make a play in practice, and then that translate to that fourth in the game. It was just great to see him out there. I'm happy for him.
Luke Altmaier leads the Big Ten in scrambles.
You said who?
Luke Altmaier
Oh.
Illinois leads the Big Ten scrambles. How key is pass rush discipline going up against him this week?
Yeah, we're doing a lot of different things in practice to eliminate that. I thought we struggled a little bit in the beginning of the season with scrambling quarterbacks. So yeah, it's gonna be a challenge. I think he had like a 70-something yard rushing touchdown this year, so eliminated that.
In your career so far, do you think that you might hold the record for most amount of non-holding calls called at the end of the end there? Or what's that conversation like with Winston and Rossi when you're like, what do I got to do here to get a call?
I just think fighting against that. Always not looking for the holding call. I feel like I always get this question, but yeah, I am always getting held. But it's not my job to look for the holding call and just continue to rush and for sure, yeah.
How has Winston helped you?
For him, well, for me, I think it's more so of the details, knowing the situation, knowing the call, and just pocket presence, meaning like knowing how to rush, knowing what quarterback you're going against, knowing what dropping point for the quarterback. So I think us sitting with each other every week, going with our rush plan, and for sure, he has helped me with that.
How have you seen Anthony grow up?
Oh, he's grown up a lot. Just knowing the defense, understanding the situation of the play. He's becoming more of a leader on our team. He's like beginning to push each other. He's beginning to talk to me more, talking to Jalen more, coming in extra. So excited for his development, and excited for him to get more sacks. He has to do one thing in his rush, and he'll be leading the Big Ten in sacks right now. So he's going to do that one thing, and yeah.
I know the pass rusher is a big focal point going into the year. What's the internal conversation about how you guys improve there, or what you guys are looking to continue to work on?
I think the biggest thing was not all about sacks. It was more so affecting the quarterback, getting him off his drop point and stuff like that. So yeah, that was the biggest focal point.
Now you mentioned Kyler. What type of impact has he had as a leader of that defensive line and then just the defensive whole?
I'm really close with Kyler, and he brings a lot of energy to our room. He's a great player. I'm so excited that he did pick us on his official, just meeting him. He's quiet, but he's also loud at the same time. So I feed off his energy, and he definitely pushes our entire D-line to our best.
Have you seen a noticeable difference as an edge rusher this year compared to last year? Where last year you didn't have a lot of interior rush to complement, but this year with Kyler, Devin Easton, and Jalen, you've had more. And have you noticed a difference out there?
For sure. I think it's more of a feel within the rush. I think last year I was just out there just running around, but yeah, Kyler has done a great job with that. Devin Eastern, you got Jalen Redding in there. So yeah, definitely shrinking the pocket a lot more this year, and obviously coaching helps with that as well.
Anything else for Joe? All right, thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Oh, it was everything to me just to be able to get back on that field and play with my teammates. Is something that I had, waited 8-9 weeks for. With injuries, you never know when your time's going to be able to get back out there. So I just made sure every week I was ready. I was preparing the same way I would if I was playing, and really taking on a bigger leadership role, vocally, with these younger guys that are doing an elite job out there on the field, as you guys have seen these past 8-9 weeks.
Can you detail the timeline of what happened in fall camp to if you had any setbacks to anything like that?
Yeah, so it initially happened just kind of right before the end of fall camp is when it was a lower body injury, so that took place right before the end. And then, kind of going in, took a little while, had something else going on, and then, ended up playing last weekend. So that was kind of how that whole timeline process had ended up going through.
How would you grade your play?
I always think there is always things that you can do better. And, I think there was a lot of things I still have to improve on, just as same as everybody else. So I think it It was good to be back out there. I think everyone did an elite job out there. Always looking at things, when we get back out there, we're gonna celebrate those wins. Look at the things that we did well, but also you got to make sure you're looking at those things that you didn't do so well to be able to prepare and make sure you're ready for the next week.
You were one of the first guys in the first 7 weeks of the season when the linebackers did come up, you're in their ear. What was that transition of a role like from you being the guy out there to now you got to be the one asking, what did you see? Stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Some of these guys, like say Maverick or Dev, really don't have that in-game on-field experience as maybe an older guy like myself would have. So just kind of asking them questions like what they saw, how they're feeling out there, what they get, and then just kind of being able to give my feedback or my thought process of maybe because, Coach Rossi isn't always, he isn't down there in the field with us, so it's kind of hard to get that immediate feedback from them. So I pride myself on being there, knowing the game plan, seeing what I am able to see out there that they're doing on the field and be able to have an answer for them if they need something in that moment.
Cody, Rossi was talking about how many layers go into developing linebackers and how long it can take. Looking back, which elements of the position took longest for you to learn?
Honestly, it's just getting out there and playing. Like coming in, a lot of the guys we have don't even play linebacker in high school. A lot of us are safeties or maybe an offensive flipping over to linebacker, and you can learn something in the classroom, look at it on the board. Draw the lines here, and here. You can get them all right, but at the end of the day, you got to go out there and execute on the field. And, just the speed of Big Ten coming in, especially from high school, younger guys, getting the speed of play in here in this college level, especially in the Big Ten, is something that I think is what takes the most time to at least get used to and get, comfortable with. So I would say that. And obviously just getting in the playbook, knowing your job, knowing the job of those around you, it'll really help you. And then, once you start to progress in that level, you can start to get to know what the offense is doing, and then that's just kind of how you kind of stack on top of each other.
When you came into the year, probably with high expectations personally for what you wanted to do, so half the season starting injured and then having a setback along the way. What was it like emotionally for you to have to miss so much time?
It's never fun to miss time, especially with, how much I love being with my teammates, love being with the coaches, especially being out on the field. That's what you practice, train for all season for those, guaranteed 12 games, hopefully more if you do your job at an elite enough level. But yeah, just right away it was tough. Just kind of getting that understanding of, okay, this is going to take a little longer. I'm not going to be able to get out there as fast as I, would have hoped. But yeah, it's just keeping your head down, keep working, giving back to the other guys because I know I'm not going to be able to get out there on the field, but I'm going to do my best to make sure that those guys are just as prepared as I may have been or get them as prepared as they can be to go out there and do their job at an elite level.
Did you lean on anybody to help you through those times?
Oh, for sure. Just talking to Coach Fleck personally, Coach Rossi, and even having a guy like Mariano back in the room. I have a lot of conversations with him, just, how he went about his business and how I can implement those things with these guys since he's not always in the room with us. I can take that and help. But a lot of it was with Coach Fleck, with Coach Rossi, and Mariano conversations of how I can always be better and then help the younger guys as well.
What's the role? You mentioned Mariano. You go from starting alongside him last year to now he's back as an intern. What are the similarities and differences this year compared to what your conversations were with him last year?
To be honest, it's still very similar. He's in that coaching position now, but he's still there all the same, to help with schematics, just kind of conversations on what would you think on this situation versus this. And, he gives a lot of really good feedback to even the coaches, what could we do here a little better? What could we do maybe a little different? So it's unbelievable to have him back in that coaching role.
What was your message similarly to Maverick and Devin as they were taking their lumps early on in the year and learning on the fly?
Just keep working. We talk about that line of success. It's never going to be straight. You're going to have those ups and downs. And, the toughest part is when you're getting in that down, you have a choice whether or not you're going to get yourself out of there. If you're going to give your 100% every single day and change your best, because failings are going to happen. But, failing is growth. Failure is quitting. And those guys don't quit. There's no quitting any of these guys here. And I couldn't be more proud of the way that they've grown throughout this entire year. You've seen these guys get better and better as the season's been. And I just couldn't be more excited to continue to watch their growth.
Cody, what have you noticed while studying
You know, they're a well-rounded team. They like to, get the ball in the perimeter. Still got a good run game. Got a big young back. Quarterback's pretty mobile. So those are all things you got to take into consideration. And, we got a good game plan, got a good week of practice, and we're excited to get out there on the field with them.
When you're tackling 6'3", 250, is it as simple as just go low?
He's a big physical guy, but you got to swarm to the ball, hit low, wrap up, swarm to the ball. You got to have all 11 guys get in there.
How do you guys feel like you guys have corrected some of the issues that have with mobile quarterbacks this year?
Just looking at what we don't do well, correcting it, and then getting a new plan for what we could do better. And then obviously just our own techniques, got to still improve on those. You can't let those, go out the door when you got to focus on something else. There's always those little tedious details that you can't overlook because those are the things that are going to get you to those bigger, higher steps you're going to want to get to.
Having been almost in that coaching type of role while you were injured, is coaching in your future?
Yeah, it's definitely something that I would look into. I'm about to graduate this next spring with my kinesiology degree, and then hopefully going to get into grad school. I'd like to possibly pursue sports medicine. So, that kind of, my passion for that really started after my sophomore year when I had that first surgery, spending a lot of time with, even now with this injury I've had, the training staff and Joe Wisniewski, our trainer in general, in specific, they really helped me grow a passion for, our program in general is giving back to others, sacrificing. But really giving back to those athletes, I really want to stay within a athletic realm. Sports management and that kind of stuff is cool, but I want to be near the athletes, on the field and stuff, whether that be coaching or within sports medicine. So yeah, I would definitely consider that.
Was thinking about taking a red shirt ever a possibility for you?
I mean, I was just taking it a day at a time, getting myself back as fast as I could, and whatever was going to happen was going to happen, and by the grace of God I was able to be back there last week to play, so I'm going to continue to go with that.
Anything else for Cody? All right, thanks, Cody.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.